is CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories, and off the top, two-star millionaire Miami real estate brothers, their brother and a cousin facing state and federal charges. State prosecutors and the feds say they drugged and sexually assaulted women in Miami and in New York. Twin brothers Oren and Alon Alexander were arrested by Joint Task Force members from Miami Beach Police. The feds also picked up their older brother Tal Alexander, and they are searching for their cousin Ohad Fisherman. All three brothers are charged with conspiracy to commit sex trafficking and several other charges. CBS News Miami's Chelsea Jones picks it up from here.
We're talking two brothers, the Alexander brothers, who are well known here in South Florida as real estate moguls, and their cousin, all of them alleged to have participated in violent rapes using drugs with multiple women, and they were all arrested this morning in Miami Beach. However, Ohad, he is still on the run, but the state attorney's office is breaking down 3 instances where victims have come forward telling them of how they were violently taken advantage of. We are going to break that down for you. And those dates on which they happened, which go all the way back to 2016 and as latest as 2021, and they say there might be more victims. All of that information will come to you tonight at 5. For now, I'm Chelsea Jones on Miami Beach for CBS News Miami.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
And taking a live look outside at downtown Miami, it is a warm day across South Florida, but get ready because we are tracking a major cool down on the way, and that's not all. Next weather meteorologist Shane Hinton joins us now, and Shane, some showers even in the mix.
That's right, Naja. I don't know if you've met my alter ego. It's Make It Rain Shane.
Love it.
Whenever we have an active radar. And look at this. We certainly welcome an active radar. We haven't gotten rain, measurable rain, out at the Miami Climate Site since November 10th. So it's been a month. We desperately need it, and we're already seeing some of those showers pushing through Key West. They are moving ahead of a cold front that will bring some cooler and I dare say even chillier weather for tomorrow. As we zoom a little bit further to the north, checking out Miami-Dade and Broward counties, you can see that we do have a few quick pop-up showers just ahead of the main line of showers that's right ahead of the front. Now we are seeing some rumbles of thunder associated with some of these, so we can't rule out an isolated storm, but it is something that we'll have to be keeping our eyes on over the next several hours. That overall severe weather threat is low to non-existent. Take a look at the high resolution forecast model runs. By 5 o'clock, we could have some folks that are maybe commuting from the west competing with some of those showers and storms. By 6 and 7 o'clock, well, I think that line will have made it through Miami, Homestead, and Fort Lauderdale, and then pushing out toward the coast ahead of the front. And then we're going to be left with fairly blustery conditions as we head into the overnight hours, and then eventually into your Thursday, where we'll be left with cooler and drier air. Today was not only warm, it was actually historically warm. We tied the daily heat record with a high of 85 degrees. This cold front should change things for us. It moves through this evening, leaving us with the breezier and cooler conditions for tomorrow and Friday, and maybe even some breezy conditions going into the weekend. But by that point, I think our temperatures will be rebounding a little bit and we'll just be on the milder side. Let's get you through the evening. I do think you'll want to keep the umbrella handy if you have any dining plans. 7, 8, 9 o'clock, that's when it starts to taper off. After that point, temperatures drop into the upper 60s, but by around dinner time, we'll still be in the mid to upper 70s. Tomorrow morning, we're going to wake up in the 50s, but keep in mind, it will be breezy. I'm talking gusts up to 30 miles per hour for some isolated locations. I think 25 mile per hour gusts probably more realistic for us here. So when you wake up with temperatures in the upper 50s to lower 60s, well, it's going to feel a little bit cooler than that. Let's walk you through the day tomorrow. You'll notice that front goes off to the coast, and then we'll be left with a few isolated sprinkles that can't be ruled out, especially along the immediate coastline for Thursday and Friday. Only about a 10 to 20% chance at best. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll be trending over 10 degrees cooler than we did this afternoon. Mid-70s is what I've got for most of South Florida. Down in the Keys, Key West, and Marathon, I do have you in the lower 70s. Let's talk about the wind gust. We'll see that wind shift overnight tonight, and then we're talking those gusts that are just shy of 30 miles per hour. They'll start to calm down as we go into the weekend, and at that point it shifts from the northeast, so hopefully we'll be dealing with less cooler weather, or I should say less chillier. This is what our 7-day forecast looks like. Highs in the mid-70s tomorrow. Then we get to a little bit more seasonable averages in the upper 70s for our afternoons from Friday through the weekend. You'll notice an isolated weekend rain chance. We've got about a 20% chance for now, so it's best to keep the umbrella handy as we head throughout the next several days, but most of us will still stay dry. Naja?
Little something for everyone. Thank you, Shane. Now for a police-involved shooting turned deadly in Fort Lauderdale. CBS News Miami's Peter Dinch has the details on the investigation.
We've been on the scene trying to find out more details about this police-involved shooting. Fort Lauderdale police say it was around 10:45 in the morning when they received a call about a male having a mental health crisis in a home at Southwest 25th Avenue and 3rd Street, just south of Broward Boulevard. Then they received information that the male had a gun and was in the home with other people. What happened here led to this police-involved shooting. The man was transferred as a trauma alert to Broward Health Medical Center in critical condition. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement, FDLE, will be taking over the investigation of the shooting. We'll have much more in the story coming up in an hour at 5. In Fort Lauderdale, Peter Dinch, CBS News, Miami.
New video of the moment a driver tried to shoot at people inside of a Tesla. This went down in northeast Miami-Dade. You can see that gray Jeep pulling up next to the Tesla. This happened along northeast 26th Avenue and Ives Dairy Road. The driver points a gun out the passenger window. 47-year-old Brian Heffron was arrested. He is charged with attempted second-degree murder with a deadly weapon. Hialeah police are asking for the public's help. It's to find a man they believe molested a young child. 46-year-old David Huamani is charged with sexual battery and molestation involving a child under the age of 7. He also goes by the nickname David Crema. If you know anything about his whereabouts, call Crime Stoppers. The number is 305-471-TIPS. A stolen Rolls-Royce made a crashing stop inside a Checkers restaurant. This happened near Fort Lauderdale overnight, and now police are identifying the man behind the wheel. 21-year-old Malik Patterson is charged with grand theft. He's accused of stealing the car from a valet near Fort Lauderdale Beach overnight. When officers confronted him, Patterson reportedly sped away and then crashed into that Checkers. He tried to run away from the scene but was caught shortly after. The owner of the car says he woke up to this news.
I was sleeping, get a knock on the door and saying that your car was taken from valet, and we found it at the Checkers over here on Commercial Boulevard. So I said, great, take me over to it so I can see it, and here you go. This is what it looks like.
No one was hurt. A building inspector is out there today looking into the integrity of that building. When we come back, massive wildfires burning in California, flames lighting up the night sky. Evacuation orders are in place. We have the latest on this firefight. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. More than 700 families will enjoy a good holiday meal this year. It is all thanks to the Latin Chamber of Commerce and their annual food giveaway. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner was in Little Havana. She talked to a lot of grateful people today.
Thank you. Happy holiday to you.
750 families rolled through Little Havana Wednesday morning to get a trunk full of food for Christmas through the Latin Chamber of Commerce.
And now the food is very, very expensive, and that's why everybody want to be here.
Regla Hunter said in 2024, she's still feeling the impacts of 2020.
Very, very hard after the pandemic.
It's why this is her 3rd year waiting in line. This is Carlos's first time.
Last week I was fired from my work, and I was looking for any food for this.
Hard for many families to put food on the table. Comical says they are seeing an increase in food insecurity in Miami-Dade County, especially this season. According to Feeding America, in Miami-Dade County, there are about 370,000 people that are food insecure. That's about 14% of our population. Food insecurity is defined by the United States Department of Agriculture as the lack of access, at times, to enough food for an active, healthy life.
I'm retired.
I have some disability.
And the money I get is not enough.
Families excited for the help lined up hours before the start time. Juanita Alvarez lined up 24 hours ahead of time to be first in line.
It's a lot of need, believe me, and many people are not here because they don't have cars.
And because this event was only for those in cars, Sedano's supermarket supervisor said there will be another opportunity for people to get food on Thursday.
There's another nonprofit which is very close to here that we're going to be sending bags of products there where they can go tomorrow and they can pick it up. Those are people that couldn't get it today. So that's something new that we did, that Camacoy put together.
And that was CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner reporting. Right now, the wildfire outside of LA continues to burn. More than 3,000 acres have burned and several homes have been destroyed. As CBS News Miami's Carter Evans reports, thousands of people have evacuated and thousands more have been told to get ready to leave their home.
Another night with powerful winds fueling this massive fire in Malibu. But firefighters aren't the only ones racing to save home.
Oh, dude, I can't stop this.
This is what Brian Rapp saw as he tried to save his neighbor's house with a garden hose.
Out!
There were no firefighters around, so he called the community brigade.
I told them we didn't have any engines and they needed help, and they came. And
these are volunteers.
These are volunteers. Okay, you can open it.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Together, he says, they saved several homes, and when the brigade finished, they left Rapp better equipped. He's still putting out hotspots now, on his own. This was the view from Malibu City Council member Bruce Silverstein's house.
Well, when we walked out the door, the sky was red. So we decided we got to get out of here.
He watched the flames burn right up to his home on a doorbell camera. While the aerial firefight continues, the flames move so fast, a sheriff's deputy had to abandon his car.
And that just shows you the unpredictability of these fires and the winds and how quickly things can shift.
Oh my God, I can smell the smoke.
And after flames burned dangerously close to Pepperdine University, students are now sheltering in place for a second night.
Fire season is not a season, it's year-round in the state of California.
Now, this entire area is still under a state of emergency, and firefighters have been adding more helicopters to help in the aerial attack. They've also equipped their pilots with night vision goggles, and that's how they're able to fly this mountainous terrain in the dark. Carter Evans, CBS News, Malibu.
This holiday season, many kids are asking for their first smartphone. However, a new study says parents and kids might want to reconsider. Nearly 40% of teens say they spend too much time on their phone. 72% say they feel more peaceful without the smartphone. A new organization, the Take Two Media Initiative, is working with kids and parents to create healthy habits around technology and social media.
I don't think I'm giving up something significant. I think I'm gaining an access to the world that isn't like restricted by being on my phone all the time. I get to observe the greater world.
Well, that is great. And get this, some teens are ditching iPhones for so-called light phones. They only allow you to text and call. That's your CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami, and have a wonderful day.